Hello, happy Thursday. Almost heading into the holiday weekend. So I'm Mandy. I'm a registered dietitian here at Nutrisystem. And since Memorial Day is quickly approaching, I'm joining you today to share some of my top tips for staying on track while barbecuing this weekend or really any other weekend. So as always, if you can hear me, give me a like, say hello. Tell me what you're up to this weekend, if you're doing anything for the unofficial start of summer. I'm not doing too much. Hey, Catherine. All right, looks like you can hear me. All right. Yeah, like I said, if you are doing something, I'd love to know what you guys are doing this weekend. I know we're all still mostly social distancing, so probably no big parties. Hi, Rick. All right, cool. Let's get started. All right, so I know Memorial Day, like I just said, may look different for many of us this year. We're still practicing social distancing for the most part, which means, we're steering clear of those big barbecue celebrations and parties. But if you're like me, you still plan on celebrating the holiday. You get an extra day off, and so my husband, kids, and I, we're just going to have a little party in our backyard. We're already talking about what we're going to have, and we have a cornhole set, so we'll probably get that up and going. And I'm sorry, I knew I should have took my dog out of the room because he's now going crazy. So I apologize if you hear him. He's a bulldog. So anyway. So if you're like me, you could probably use a few reminders about how to stay on track while you celebrate and some tips for healthy menu planning. And even if you don't plan to do much this Memorial Day, these are good tips to tuck away for when you're returning to normal and you're planning gatherings with friends. So here we go. So my first tip is don't skip breakfast. It's always important to eat a healthy breakfast, but perhaps even more critical on the days when you're going to be surrounded by maybe some more unhealthy choices. So if you skip breakfast, chances are that you're going to be hungrier when the barbecue time comes or when a big meal is served, and then you'll be more likely to kind of overeat at that party. And so really saving calories is never a good idea. So if you're because on the flip side, if you're satisfied when the grilling gets started, you'll have fewer cravings. You won't be constantly thinking about food. You'll be enjoying conversation, any games that you may be playing, and you'll be less likely to choose unhealthy options. So definitely don't skip any meals before, your holiday meal. The next tip is to drink lots of water. So water will not only keep you hydrated on a hot day, but it also keep you full and prevent overeating. Sometimes dehydration makes us feel like we're hungry when really we're just really thirsty. So reach for the water, reach for seltzer. That may be enough to kind of satisfy you from wanting to munch on maybe some snacks that are laying out or overeat, at your main meal. The next one is to be careful what you drink. So if you want something other than water, seltzer, sparkling water, and unsweetened teas are all really great options. If you want to imbibe on an alcoholic beverage, opt for a small glass of wine or light beer. In fact, so I'm a big beer enthusiast. So in fact, I wrote an article on a ton of low-calorie craft beers, which is over on the Leaf. So definitely go check that out. I had a good time taste testing for all of you. But there's definitely some really great light beer options out there. And maybe, even an alcoholic seltzer is a good option these days too. But wine coolers, any mixed drinks mixed with soda or fruit juices or regular beer can add in extra calories and sugar, especially, those craft beers, which I personally love so much, but can really creep up on you. So, and then definitely always make sure that you're hydrating in between to keep the bloating the next day to a minimum. So the next tip is to use small plates. So, grab an appetizer or salad salad plate to fix your food so that you're automatically forced to put less on it. And if you listen to a live I did a couple weeks ago, I guess it's been, our plate sizes have really grown since the 50s. I think the average, don't quote me on this because I don't remember the statistic completely, but I think it was 8 inches in the 1950s, and now it's up to 12 inches. So our plates have grown 4 inches, which means we're piling on more calories at each meal. So definitely kind of stick to those salad or appetizer plates to fill your plate up with. And then the next one is to choose a healthy main dish. So the nice thing, I guess the silver lining in the fact that many of us are staying home this Memorial Day is that we have complete control over the menu that we're going to serve. So opt for healthier versions of traditional barbecue foods. Try grilling up some lean turkey burgers or roasted veggies. And check out the Leaf. We have some really great recipes up on there on healthier takes on, the staple barbecue foods. And when life does return to normal and you're at someone else's home for a barbecue, be selective about your main meal, or better yet, bring a healthier option along. I don't know of anyone that would deny someone bringing a dish to their party. And then, we always suggest maybe avoiding the hot dogs, the sausages, the processed meats, and maybe some of those high-fat barbecue staples like ribs or fried chicken. And instead, opt for the grilled meats like grilled chicken, some kebabs, even fish, burgers without the bun, or better yet, a turkey burger, maybe even a grilled portobello mushroom. So there's tons of great options that are delicious and a little bit healthier than our normal barbecue foods. Again, the next tip would be to be selective about your sides or those snacks. Again, being at home allows us to have a little more control over what we're eating. So, avoid putting yourself in a position where you might undo your healthy diet by refraining from making some of those not so healthy staples that tend to be served at barbecues. So things like mayonnaise-based main dishes like pastas or potato salads, they happen to be packed with, a lot of extra calories because of the mayonnaise. So instead, prep some grilled vegetables, corn on the cob, bean dishes without added barbecue sauce. So that traditional baked bean is typically an excess sugar. So unless you get a low sodium or a low sugar version, make your own baked beans with less sugar, and go ahead and make a different potato salad, but choose a healthier version like we have on the Leaf as well. So definitely check out the Leaf for a bunch of different barbecue stapled recipes made healthier. And then also sitting as far away as you can from the food table is an easy way to avoid reaching for seconds or grabbing an extra unhealthy snack that may be sitting around. So do your best to avoid hanging around the table, talking, and really, since this year is probably just your immediate family, have everyone help clean up and put the food away when you're done eating, and then that leaves the temptations and puts them out of sight, unless you get help in the kitchen cleaning up, because nobody likes to do that. So and then my final tip really is to healthify your dessert. So, you can save a lot of calories by passing on dessert in general. You can choose fruit or even try grilling it to satisfy your sweet tooth. My favorite is to grill peaches. But if dessert, a traditional dessert is a gotta have it, stick to one option and have a smaller portion, such as a sliver of cake or just one cookie, or try making a healthier version from the Leaf, because we have a lot of great healthier dessert recipes there as well. And then I just wanted to say, a couple tips when we do return back to normal and you're heading to a friend or family member's house for a barbecue. I mentioned this earlier, but bring something healthy. If you're worried that, there won't be a lot of healthy options at the barbecue for you, bring one along. No one's ever going to say, no, I wish you didn't do that. So whether it's a salad or a side dish, you'll know you have at least one healthy option available. And then, don't forget to socialize. Don't let food take the center stage. The reason that you're at a barbecue is to celebrate, spend time with family and friends. So focus on the conversation and the good times rather than the food. Um, and that also goes back to the tip of, not arriving starving, because then you'll just be constantly thinking about the food instead of the conversation and the people there. So those are my tips for staying on track during barbecue season. What does everyone think? Are you going to implement some of those? I'm going to check the comments real quick. Excuse me. Well, not surprising. Looks like everybody is staying home. Bill says he always brings shrimp, which I would not pass up. Shrimp is amazing, especially on the grill. And Ruth says she's going to have her Nutrisystem ice cream sandwich, which is also a great option, especially if you even have extras on hand. I know my kids love those so much. So, all right. Well, that is it. I hope you guys all have a great holiday weekend. Enjoy. Hopefully the weather's great, and I will see you back here next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.